Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. It has been a while since the last showdown video. From today, I will resume posting videos of this series. Hopefully, you will like them. I also want to remind you that if you practice Chinese martial arts, especially the internal styles, understanding and practicing showdown can greatly help in deepening your knowledge. Such knowledge could help you practice martial art better, even in an indirect way. Energy practice can work with martial art practice simultaneously. However, at the same time, it is also important to differentiate between these practices. I always emphasize that the benefit of a martial art practice cannot be achieved through showdown practice and vice versa. The key aspect here is to discover the link between these two categories of practice and use both practices to complement each other. In my observation, there are two major mistakes made by practitioners in the community. First mistake is that some practitioners expect to improve martial power by practicing showdown, while the second is that some practitioners totally deny the benefit of showdown in martial practice. I believe both of these approaches are not correct. My approach is that I practice both and try to get the most out of them. Also, I have been applying this approach for decades. I believe that a deeper benefit can be achieved through this approach. From now, I prefer to teach both martial art and showdown separately. In the future, I will introduce the integrated practice of both systems to the community. In today's video, I will focus on two concepts in showdown. First, 三花聚顶, or three flowers gathered at the top. The second, 五气朝元, or five energies toward origin. Both of these concepts appear frequently in Taoist documents. Let me introduce them one by one. Topic in today's video include: first, 三花 and three flowers. Second, 五气 and five energies. Third, significance. Fourth, practice time. Fifth, takeaways. So, without any further ado, let's get started. Topic 1. 三花聚顶, or three flowers gathered at the top. 三 means three. 花, literally speaking, is flower. However, in the ancient times, the character usually meant another word similar to this character, 华, or essence. 聚 means gathering. 顶 means top or inside of the head. So, the translation of this term should be three types of essence gathered to the inside of the head. Of course, there are many different explanations of this term, three flowers, but all of them mean the same, three energy or three functions. For example, in Zhang Boduan's document, 400 words of golden elixir, he said that 精 refined to qi, qi refined to shen, and shen refined to xu. The equivalent English terms would be essence refined to energy, energy refined to spirit, and spirit refined to emptiness. When the zhen yang, or real yang energy of these three ingredients convert to one and reach to the place, that is called 三花聚顶, or three flowers reach the top of the head. According to him, three flowers means the 精, qi, and shen in our body, or three essence, which indicates the same concept here. Also, in the famous Taoist document 中吕传道集 or Taoist teaching by Zhong and Lui, Sanhua means 3 types of yang energy. This is the book. Right? The character of Ding here does not mean the top of the head. It is another character in the same sound, Ding or burner, pronounced the same as the Mandarin character top of the head, but means burner here. It tells us that after practice, 3 types of yang energy will gather at the burner. So, where is the burner? Well, this question was answered in a prior video introducing the concept of the stove and the burner. Link is in the description. Normally, people say that the burner can be at different places, including lower dantian, middle dantian, or upper dantian, depending on the specific stage of a practice. So, according to the document, 三花聚顶 means that 3 types of yang energy gather at the burner for refinement through practice. Furthermore, Xiao Tingzhi introduced this concept in his famous book 金丹大成集, or Great Achievement of Golden Elixir. In this book, he said that 三花聚顶 means 精, qi, and shen merge as one and reveal through xuan guan. Using English terms, it would be translated to essence, energy, and the spirit merge as one and emerge through the mystery gate. Here, he hints that 三花聚顶 is the result of a merging of 3 energy in the mystery gate stage. Also, I have introduced the concept of a mystery gate in a prior video. Link is in the description. Overall, 三花聚顶 is an experience and a phenomenon in practice when reaching a certain level. It is the stage that one entering the situation of 物我两忘, or an experience when the self feels merged in the nature, namely self and nature become each other, or a stage that one becomes unconscious of the boundary between oneself and the external world. It is the stage where one gets into a deeper level and experiences a high level of well-being in practice. Those experiences may vary individually, including fresh feelings in the mind and many experiences beyond description by words. Also, I'd like to point out an important principle here, that at this stage, many of you may experience some hallucinations. You should try to ignore those to the best of your ability, or else your practice may not go to the next level. To summarize, 三花聚顶 is a high-level result of practice, and it should be handled correctly. Topic 2. 五气朝元, or 5 energies toward the origin. 五 means 5, qi means energy, 朝 means moving toward, yuan means origin. To help you understand the term better, I have to introduce each of the 5 energies first. So, 5 energy here share the same meaning as used in TCM or traditional Chinese medicine, or energy of heart, liver, lungs, spleen, and kidneys. Please keep in mind that the concept of these 5 organs used in TCM is totally different from the term used in Western medicine. Since Chinese medicine was developed based on Taoism, a lot of terms used in TCM can be traced back to Taoism and vice versa. The first of the 5 energies is the heart energy. In Taoism, people use the term 南方赤地之火气朝元, or invigoration of the 5 energy of the southern Red Emperor. The second of the 5 energies is the liver energy. 魂 or spirit is stored in the livers. So the spirit is stable when the liver energy is strong. The concept of the 魂 or spirit is a very common term in Taoism, and I will introduce them in detail in the future. According to Taoism, this is called 东方青帝之木气朝元, or invigoration of wood energy of the Eastern Qian Emperor. The third of the 5 energy is the spleen energy. In Taoism, the spleen has the special position in practice. It is the place that all other 4 energies in the 5 energies would be handled by it. It is called 中央皇帝之土气朝元, or invigoration of the earth energy of the center yellow emperor. Taoism emphasizes the function of the earth energy greatly since it indicates the concept of mind. Any other energy activities and functions are managed by the earth or the mind. The fourth of the 5 energy is the lungs energy. In Taoism, the lungs stores the po or soul. Again, like the concept of the 魂, I will also introduce the concept of po in detail in the future. According to Taoism, the soul will settle inside of the body when the lungs energy is sufficient. It is called invigoration of the metal energy of the Western White Emperor, or 西方白帝之金气朝元 in Mandarin. The last of the 5 energies is the kidney energy. In Taoism and TCM, the kidney stores the primordial energy. This concept is called 北方黑帝之水气朝元, or invigoration of water energy of the northern Black Emperor. In Taoism, a commonly held belief is that these 5 energies will not merge as one without practice. 修道 practitioners should merge these 5 energies through practice to reach a higher state of being. The concept of 武气朝元 evolved over more than 1,000 years. It became to be considered well developed about 400 years ago with the publication of a book 性命归止, or Principle of Life and Nature. In this book, the concept of 武气朝元 has been explained very well. It says that the earth energy will stabilize up to the 5 energy, wood energy, metal energy, water energy stabilize. At this stage, all the energies merge as one and gather toward the burner, which I have introduced in the prior topics. The place where the 5 energies return is called yuan, or origin in Xiudao practice. Please keep in mind that the term place used here may not mean a physical location in the body. It could also be external to the physical body. This may sound confusing, even ridiculous, to a beginner, but give yourself sufficient time to practice. I'm sure you will see what I mean. Experiences of 武气朝元, or 5 energy towards the origin, is a much deeper one compared to 三花聚灵, or 3 flower gather to the top. For example, some feelings such as breathing stops and the whole body enters a much deeper level of well-being. In practice, 5 energy towards the origin is a higher level compared to 三花聚灵, even though both of them can happen at the same time. Topic 3. Significance. 三花聚顶 and 武器朝元 are important concepts in 修道 practice. Even though these two terms are only used to describe the result of a practice without any specific practice, they still teach us the fundamental concept of 修道, which is to pursue static practice in order to enter a dynamic state. 修道 practice at its core is the process of energy refinement. However, the dynamic stage of practice is different from typical post-module practice, such as focus, meditation, or visualization of a certain area inside or outside the body. The objective is to let the body and the mind enter a specific stage of being in which the primordial spirit takes care of any energy refinement. To reach this level, you have to start from refinement of the Jing, Qi, and Shen, or the three treasures. Then, gradually, the real yang energies will merge as one, which is the concept of the three flower gathering at the top. Then, the internal energies from different parts of the body, including 5 organs, would merge as one, and that single unified energy would emerge in the stage of a mystery gate. This is the key concept of the application of the 5 energies. Again, like I introduced in my prior videos, that in practice, you should empty your mind and apply in practice without looking, listening, talking, smiling, moving, or any other actions as much as possible. Let the energy and the spirit work by themselves. We can say that the benefit of 修道 start from refining the 3 flowers and eventually reach the stage of 5 energies and goes much further beyond what we have introduced here with practice. Topic 4. Practice time. Let's continue the practice introduced in my last 修道 video on the topic of mystery gate. Link is in the description. After practicing for a period of time by paying attention to the lower Dantian area, certain sensations would arise. At this moment, you should still be aware of the energy feeling in that area. Then the sensation will become stronger with time. Eventually, you may focus slightly to the lower part of the lower Dantian area if the sensation moves downward. Most of you will experience the sensation moves to the perineum area. You can continue to maintain the same practice when you experience this sensation. Please pay attention to the following practice for this part. You should never apply a strong mental focus on this area. You should only maintain slight awareness of that area. Topic 5. Takeaways. This was a very short video, but I introduced 2 important concepts in 修道. First, 三花 or 3 flowers. Second, 武器 or 5 energies. Third, their significance. That ends today's video. Next week, I will talk about one of my Tai Chi teachers, Mr. Ma Hong, a very famous Chen Xiao Tai Chi practitioner. I'm sure many of you are interested in knowing about him, so stay tuned for it. Thank you for watching, see you next time, and enjoy your practice.